Hey, what's going on, folks? Is Dr. Bashara Wilson with New York Sports Acupuncture. So today, have you ever wondered how your emotions affect your health? Well, in traditional Eastern medicine, it's like a holistic form of medicine where we look at all aspects of your body and how it affects your health. And one of the things are your emotions. A lot of people know when they get stressed out, they feel tight, they get upset, and you can really feel it in your body. Your body produces different all sorts of different biochemicals, and they can have an effect on all of our body. And so when we're looking at that, we're looking at from a traditional Eastern medicine standpoint. We're looking at the five elements of wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. This relates to your lungs, your heart, your spleen, your well, I say your liver, your heart, your spleen, your lungs, and your kidneys. So the main emotion that affects your liver is anger. The main emotion of your heart is like overjoy, where people kind of respond irrationally or overexcitement in that way. For your spleen, it is like anxiety, worry, also thinking too much. When we look at the lungs, we're dealing with sadness and grief. And when we're looking at the kidneys, we're dealing with fear. So all of these emotions can have an effect on our health. Like when we have any of those emotions too much, when we get angry, it can affect our heart and cause like heart palpitations. It can cause insomnia. It can cause like tightness in the chest. When we look at the lungs, it can cause shortness of breath. It can cause difficulty breathing and all of those sorts of things. When if with the digestion, um, people can have like a nervous stomach, and it can cause like bloating, gas, acid reflux, constipation, even diarrhea. It can affect the energy of the kidneys and cause somebody to have to use the bathroom. When I was young and I was on the different teams, especially like the wrestling team when I was in high school, we would have like big wrestling tournaments, and everybody, of course, would be crazy nervous. And when you went to the bathroom, it would smell terrible because of everybody having a nervous stomach, and everybody had to, move their bowels and have this like foul smelling, movement and things. And so, in different ways, we can see how it can affect the body in that way. When we look at it holistically, the effect of emotions and the organs and the five elements, each of the five main organs, the liver, the heart, the spleen, the lungs, and the kidneys, also rule different aspects of our body. So when we're looking at the energy of the liver in Eastern medicine rules the tendons and the joints and even affects with like the nervous system. The heart rules the blood vessels. The spleen rules the muscles. The lungs rule the skin, and the kidneys rule the bones. So those emotions, as they can weaken the organs over time, can then have an effect on those other systems of the body that we just spoke about. So with me, I specialize in sports medicine, pain, injury, musculoskeletal problems, neck pain, back pain, knee pain, shoulder, ankle, feet, wrist, anything like that. And so, for someone to heal properly, we have to address the full functioning of the body in terms of helping to relax the emotions and how those emotions can affect the other organ systems of the body. Because when we look at the body on like a level and ranking of importance, if someone has different things going on with their heart or their digestion, and then they also have shoulder pain, in the rank of importance that the body's going to take care of those things, the body's going to want to take care of its vital organs. It's going to want to take care of the digestion. It's going to want to take care of the heart before it takes care of the shoulder. So we can work on things with helping the shoulder pain using acupuncture and massage and heat therapy and electric stimulation and herbs and exercise and all of these different things that make it feel good and make it feel better. But until you get to like the root of it all, it's not going to fully keep and stay better. So this is why people get like recurring injuries. And even as we get older, our bodies begin to naturally break down. And it's some of those other imbalances that's causing injuries and pain to not heal as well as it could. And as we get older, we can have increased effects of emotions in our bodies because all of our emotions cause um, like a biochemical component. You know, all of our different emotions release different biochemicals in the body. We know like stress can release cortisol in the body, and all of these different things can begin to accumulate within our bloodstream, accumulate within our fat cells, and therefore within literally becomes part of our being, part of our actual physical structure. So we want to get to the root of those. So as we're dealing with anger, which again affects the liver and can affect the tendons and the joints, we want to focus on tolerance. We want to focus on kindness. We want to focus on, thank you for sharing, Imani, appreciate that. We want to focus on kindness when we're dealing with the energy of the heart, which can deal with impatience, can deal with too much overjoy, or people that are hyper. You know, like you see somebody like being joyful is good, but when you see someone and it's like, "Hey, how you doing?" You're like, "Yo, what's up?" You're like, "Whoa, relax." That's a imbalance in the heart. So we want to focus on relaxing, taking deep breaths, settling the emotions, settling, working to meditate, working to pay attention to our thoughts and pay attention to what we're thinking about, showing gratitude and like I said, being grateful for life and being grateful for anything, for anything. All of these things help to settle our emotions. When we're dealing with the energy of the spleen, that's anxiety, thinking too much. For a lot of our folks that, you know, we think a lot, whether we're professionals, whether we're in our own mind space. Like when I was in acupuncture school, sometimes I might have 3 classes a day. You know, years ago, I was younger in my 20s. And so at the end of the day, I'd be exhausted. And I was like, why am I so tired? Well, I was just been sitting in class all day. I wasn't ripping and running around. And then I realized how much glucose and how much energy the brain actually uses just for thinking, especially when you're thinking of stuff in this medicine or anything that we're pondering for long periods of time. Our bodies, it can affect the energy of our spleen, our pancreas, which in Eastern medicine relates to the digestion. So so overthinking for a long period of time, anxiety, these things can weaken the energy of the digestion and lead to bloating and gas and acid reflux. And again, the spleen rules the muscles, which can lead to muscle weakness, or with pain in the muscle or muscle strain, where somebody pulls a muscle, the energy of the digestion and weakness in the digestion can actually cause the muscles to heal slower. um, when we're looking at the lungs with sadness and grief. Of course, all emotions that we experience are natural, you know, but when we're in these emotions for long periods of time, it can then have a deleterious, or it can have a negative effect on each of the organs. And so sadness and grief over long periods of time can affect the lungs, which can then affect the skin and lead to having a propensity to having more, whether it's dryness in the skin, rashes, eczema, things like that. When we're dealing with the kidneys, fear, we want to deal with bravery and courage and looking at these things of what we're scared of. And with the fear, that can affect the bones. The energy of the kidneys in Eastern medicine rules the bones. The energy of fear also rules reproductive health. So if folks having reproductive health issues over time, that can actually be dealing with issues around fear, which affects the kidneys in Eastern medicine. So all of these things help to balance the emotions. That's pretty much it. I don't want to keep you all too long today. Thanks for all the folks that have joined. If anybody has any questions or anything, throw it in the chat. We're here live. Thanks for all the folks that are here on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and wherever you are, Twitter, LinkedIn. Um, but if not, thank you all for your time. If you're interested in an evaluation so we can get to the root of and get a personalized evaluation for your health, to see how your emotional health may be affecting other issues that you may be having, whether they're musculoskeletal pain issues, other health goals that you have. Um, to get a full evaluation that's personalized for you, and we can create a treatment plan. If you're here in New York, my office is here in Brooklyn, New York. I'm gonna also take health insurance. A lot of major health insurance cover acupuncture, whether you're talking about Aetna, Cigna, United Healthcare. I think those are the major ones. And yeah, I think those are the major health insurance. I'm working to do some other ones too. But if you're interested in a health evaluation, you can send me a private message, or you can give me a call at 888-375-5444. Let me put that up here for you all. Okay, there we go. You can also call that number there and leave a message with my answering service, and I will get back to you. And we can, discuss your health. Even if you want to come on, we can talk for a few minutes, a free evaluation, just to discuss your health goals and how we might be able to treat that, whether we're using acupuncture locally, all around the country and around the world, with herbal medicine, nutritional supplements, even corrective exercises for your injuries and things like that. And yeah, that's about it. Doesn't really look like we have any questions. Thank you. Peace, big bro. Cindy, I see Imani on, and my brother Eddie Machete. Peace, bro. A lot of my folks I go back for years and years. Thank you all for your support, and thank you all for tuning in. Okay. So we have a question from Sister Imani Doriel. So skin, muscles, and organs heal slower based on anxiety. Yes. Any sort of chronic mental condition can have an effect on our health, because those emotions are slowly like drawing on our mental energy. It takes a certain amount of mental energy for our bodies to function, because anxiety and stress, all of these things can like stagnate the flow of our body's energy and blood. So that's less energy and blood circulating to our skin, circulating to our muscles and our organs. So literally we say things like somebody, you feel tight, like you feel tight right now. And literally that feeling tight, people can feel it. Like when people get anxious or depressed or angry, you get headaches sometimes. Some folks can see red if they're angry. But with anxiety, again, it can overact on the digestion again and cause shortness of breath or show up wherever the body is weak. So if somebody has underlying health conditions or injuries, um, those long-term emotions definitely wear down on the body, and I can see a lot of that. So yes, we want to look at our emotional health to to help someone. And even when people have muscle injuries or organ injuries or skin injuries, some of the herbs that we'll use and some of the acupuncture points that we use actually will go to help to like relax the mind, because with going into any situation we want to be relaxed. Like one of the things that people often do is take like a couple deep breaths before any situation. Like yesterday I went snowboarding with my son, and we were at the top of the mountain. We were at the American American Dream Mall. They have like an indoor snowboarding slope, crazy. But my son, being brave, 12 years old, we did a couple things that he wanted to go to the top, and we're at the top, and there's only one way down. Ain't no elevator once you get up there. And this is, it's a little anxiety, present moment anxiety. And what do? Before you go down, you gotta take a deep breath, release that, and go for it. So, yes, thank you for that question. Any other questions, my folks? All right. I think that may be it. So, all right. So we will go now. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm working to do this more often, get over my over my own anxiety about going live, and also this is a practice and all of that for me to help to release that. So, going on and speaking to you and getting this good word of health and medicine and offering my services and the wisdom I have on these things out to the people so that I don't keep this cooped up and stressed inside of me and whatever stagnation that this causes within my life or my practice or my body or any of that. So this is all a process of me breathing this out and getting this out to you all. So thanks again for tuning in, and I think that is it. All right, my peoples. Peace.